Alright, so it's been a few hours since we got CUSACK, and we got better like translations of his passive right now. So, or better worded, I suppose. I want to say, you know, for people asking should I summon for CUSACK, he he looks very mid. And we're gonna talk about. I have a mid tweet asking for people's opinions as well. But just talking about what he does. Actually, first talk about the banner. The banner. I don't think Great Wrestling Base has actually included the banner here. Or have they? What is the banner? No. The banner is pretty generic. The only thing that I would say, you know, really adds up to the banner is that they are including like green golfer on it, which I didn't even notice when I was looking at it, but I saw on Twitter people talking about it. They have Knights of Leftovers. Is that red or blue Hawk and also? I think it doesn't really matter. They're both pretty mid, but in any case, the red one is better. Knighthood of Scraps Disposal. Knights of Leftovers. I guess take a look at the other one. No, this one's called like Fun Party. So I guess it's Red Ellie Hawk. It is better. Or, not Ellie Hawk, Hawk and Oslo. Eternal Promise, Night, Whole Night End. This is like Red, Wedding the End. Then there's Halloween Shin, Halloween Roxy, Halloween Galfer. Didn't even notice Halloween Galfer when I was looking at it because I was just like, I just looked at like, you know, the only featured festivals are Zeldris and Meliodas again, just like Margaret. And then there's just, are these the coin shop elite of the genie? Are these the coin shop commandments? If I just go to like Zeldris, I guess. Elite demon, yeah, I guess, yeah. There's the coin shop commandments. So, no, it can't be, because the coin shop commandments were on Margaret's banner. Does Gurkha's database have the last banner? No, she didn't post about Margaret. Guess I'm in the game. I'm in the game. I'm taking a look in the game. I just wanted to have it on the page because it's easier. Yeah, it wasn't all the coin shop, was it? It was all the coin shop commandments. So they're putting the coin shop commandments again on the banner? There's no way. It's I mean, I guess it's in general better. Elite Demon. How's the other draw called? The 10 Commandments. Yeah, it has to be. It has to be the coin shop. That is really weird. But, I mean, I suppose having the coin shop ones is better than having the regular banner ones, because the coin shop ones are better. But still, so... This is the banner. I think, honestly, you know, especially if you're a global player and you have to choose between Margaret and CUSACK, the CUSACK banner is a little more intriguing because of Green Galfer. But the Margaret banner, I think I can add to yeah, make it a little bit bigger. The Margaret banner has Chandler, Sauriel, Tarmiel. Not so interesting option here, but you know, it has those three characters. Yeah, I would say, you know, in general, I would prefer getting like the Halloween characters, like Shin. Shin is not, you know, anybody's like option for PvP anymore, but he is really good. Like still, Rox is still really decent. I guess I wouldn't really care for getting like Dien or Hawk and Oslo, but the banners are very similar. The difference is, do you want to get the Archangels and Chandler or Green Galfer? That is the difference, I would say. But in general, Margaret is a better unit. So let's talk about the actual unit, right? Let's go back here. Talk about the actual unit again. So the passive for CUSACK is inflicts additional damage equals to 40% of the enemy's increased HP if a critical hit did not occur when a Demon Race ally uses a single target attack skill. Now, it's a lot to unpack here. He does, I mean, any, I guess, demon ally will do extra 40 extra percent damage equal to enemies' increased HP. So this is not just if you're just playing any match, right? Whenever you attack with like Zeldris, like green Zeldris or whatever that can't crit, or CUSACK, keep in mind, like it is any demon, but it has to be a single target skill and it has to not crit, right? So it's very specific. I guess, you know, Estarossa, for example, doesn't have the highest crit chance, so I guess if you use him, you're going to do the extra damage, or Chandler, right? But it has to not crit, and it has to be single target. So like if you're using like Assault Melee, for example, and you do the AoE, first of all, you're probably going to crit like a lot of the times, right? But because it's a lot of hits, you know, some of them could like not crit, but it doesn't work. It has to be a single target. He does extra 40% damage based on enemies' increased HP. So if you're facing the most common team in the game, which is Gringel Goddess Liz Ascanar, his passive just flat out just doesn't work. His passive is just, it's nothing. Like, you're not gonna do extra damage. Because that team, I guess Ascanar does increase his HP by like 18% when he has, you know, the max passive. But in general, this passive is going to be absolutely useless if you're not facing Ban, basically. I mean, if you're facing Margaret, she does have the extra like 40% HP that she gives to allies. But this is literally a passive that's tailor-made to be used against Ban. It's just how they made it, right? You want to face Ban, but I'll let you in two secrets, right? Not just one, because I'm your friend. I'll let you in two secrets about this. First of all, Margaret is better. If you're gonna counter Ban in any way, Margaret is phenomenal for it. Let me let you in the second secret, just cause I like you. No one uses Ban, but Ban is not common in PvP. Like I don't know how, I haven't played global. This might be the issue. I haven't played global, but on JP, it's a struggle to find Ban teams. I've been playing, playing with Margaret, making Margaret videos, and I think out of 50 matches, I faced Ban twice. That's it. Like, and I won because Margaret is just rolls like that, you know. So out of like 50-ish matches I played with Margaret, I faced like 2 Ban teams. You want to know what's the most used unit in PvP right now? Goddess Liz. It has been since she released. Goddess Liz is still the most used unit in the game. And you're not getting anything against her using this passive. Nothing. You're not getting anything. The most common team that you face, or maybe that's just my experience, I don't know, is Gringel for Goddess Liz the one. It just is. And now, you know, this week that I played with Margaret, the second most common team is like Margaret, Tarmiel, Goddess Liz. That's like the second most common team. So still Goddess Liz, you know. So Grand Cross, the Marvel, if you want to make a unit that counters a different unit, make it against Goddess Liz. Like, she is the most used unit in the game. She just is. You can't just run from that fact, you know. But yeah, his first card is the same one as Zeldris. They actually buffed the card. It used to be as attack says right here. So it inflicts cleave damage, which does, doesn't allow the card to crit, and it does X amount of damage to the enemy. And the cleave effect used to be additional damage equal to half of crit damage, but now it's 75% of crit damage. So the card itself is going to be hitting a bit harder than usual, so that's actually pretty nice. It's a pretty nice buff for Zeldris. Then his second skill is taking off ultimate gauge, very standard skill. He has a power strike ultimate. Are there any other people who have a power strike as an ultimate? Like if I go here on skill filter, If I go on Power Strike, no, right? These are all single target. Yeah, these are all that single, the same like single target skill. Yeah, these are all the same single target skill, with does additional damage equal to enemy's resistance. But at 3/6, he actually gets Abyss as well, which is the same effect as like King, Festival King, which will proc for 25% of damage dealt with the ultimate. And then if you reach 5/6, it goes to 50%. Or 6/6, whatever. It's 5/6. If you reach 5/6 on the ultimate, you do extra 50% damage dealt, like every turn. If you use Festival King, you use his ultimate, you know how it works. But that's basically him. And I cannot justify someone summoning for him over Margaret. I really can't. So I asked on Twitter some opinions. I'm actually refresh because it's been a few minutes. A few more minutes. I just want to see the reply. I don't care how good he is on the skip when he comes to global. I'm just gonna buy him with festival coins eventually when he's actually the shop. So here's one thing, right? Like they really made it so you have to choose, right? Especially if you're free to play. I mean, you'd have to choose anyways if you're free to play. But we're gonna start for Margaret or CUSACK, right? And I can't justify summoning for CUSACK over Margaret. Abyss is broken. I think its passive will help demons when fighting with bond teams, where I think Margaret's... It is a better fest. And again, like, yeah, it will help demons when fighting bond teams, but what would be the team you're going to use, right? Let's say, if you're going to use him with Assault Melee, you're going to use him, Assault Melee, and who's going to be the third one? Is it going to be Zeldris? I honestly, if I'm going to use Assault, I think I'll prefer use Chandler, right? Am I crazy for saying that? Like, I'm not going to be utilizing Zeldris' like card with the increased damage from CUSACK, but I think Chandler is just a better option. You got the counter, you got the disable, and I think that, the way it's worded, so long as you don't crit, you're going to do the extra 40% damage based on enemies' increased HP anyway, so might as well use a single target from Chandler. So, I might use Zeldris in the back, but... So you're gonna use that team, right? That team is decent, and you're probably gonna, win against bond teams because you're gonna be doing the extra damage. But are you though? Like, just because you're doing a little more damage with CUSACK, are you doing enough? Like, if turn 2, the enemy bond got the ultimate, right? And they have, the R for damage reduction there. On. Is it going to be enough damage? They're going to kill Arthur and maybe disable Bond? Like, if they haven't attacked your Assault Melee at all. You get what I mean? Like, I don't know. Like, yeah, I think it's going to be good against Bond. If you face Bond in the first place, you're probably going to be facing Goddess Liz, right? Which at that point, honestly, Sigurd is really good. Sigurd is really good for the Assault Melee team. You put Assault Melee, Sigurd, Chandler, it's such a good team. So, you're gonna pick him over Sigurd? I don't know. And is there, I guess there could be other teams for him, but because of his passive of like, oh, you do extra damage, if you're a demon, I guess it really makes you want to use demons. I don't know. Won't stop glue from one turning Assault Melee because you have no answer for that. True. It's what I'm saying, like... And it works against with the Bana argument as well. Like, he's not really helping you, really, right? You're just doing a little more damage against Bond specifically. But if you're facing, like, the 1, there's nothing stopping the 1 from turn 1 just getting 2 level 3 cards. Luckily, like, right? You face the 1 teams that they just... get the best of luck and like they get the extra card for the 1 combines and they get the extra other card for the 1 and then they use 1 rank up to have 2 level 3 cards turn 1. You've had that happen. It happens way too often. It's not gonna stop your Assault Melee from dying. I think you get a buff like R63. I don't know what R63 means. Like Margaret. There's no sound for. I don't think. Yeah, and I'm saying I don't recommend any of you guys summoning for this banner. I don't. The only reason why I would, recommend summoning for this banner is like Green Gopher. That's it. The problem here is Assault Melee is green. I don't think it's a problem. It's actually a good thing that Assault Melee is green because, again, the most popular in the game is Goddess Liz and she's blue. And now Margaret is super popular as well in PvP and she's blue. So Assault Melee being green is actually not a bad thing. So I'm for Green Gopher on the banner. This is CUSACK. His passive seems OP though if the hit occurs just after the first attack. I don't think you understand how his passive works though. If you're saying that, if the hit occurs just after the first attack, I don't know. I don't think you understand how his passive is. His passive only works against Bond, basically. Definitely was made to counter Bond, but Bond teams have already started to decline. Against what I'm saying, like 2 matches in like 50. Similar to Zeldr's dead weight. Disappointing a good unit, but not up to likes of festivals. There's not warp well of Leota's due to the crit chance of this. Yeah, again, if you're using Assault Melee and uses his single target, right? I mean, the only way of using the passive in general would be to use a single target, right? The AoE doesn't work. If you use the single target and you crit, then it doesn't work, the passive. And even if you did, like, again, that's implying you're facing against Bond. Besides that, it's the counter of an almost dead meta. It is pretty much a dead meta. Again, barely see any Bonds anymore. The ult move is good if the Abyss effect has the ult gauge removal and the cleave. The passive will help demons against Bouncing, but I don't find the logic making him. Again, also I don't find logic in making him festival. Chandler didn't get fast, so fuck CUSACK. Funny enough, Chandler is better than both. Yeah, he is. Chandler is better than CUSACK. I would say, I think that the Chandler that we have is better than this CUSACK. Easy skip. He's pretty good, not gonna lie, pretty bouncy. I mean, he is a pretty decent unit. I'm not saying he's not, but I don't know about being a festival. We have to see his crit chance and damage first. If he has higher crit damage but he doesn't crit, then decreases his damage. Yes, it does. It does increase the damage. Oh, I meant to click yeah. If he has really high crit chance, then maybe he will actually just be a good unit to use in general, Not just for countering Bond teams, but we'll have to see that. Seems to tell you to counter Bond, yep. If it isn't fastest Turtles in either one, it's simple. True. Again, I don't get, like, Netmarble just doesn't know how to make hype. Like, I don't get why make CUSACK over Asteros or something for this festival. He's good, yes. Did he need a whole new banner to get him? Absolutely not, I agree. Other wasted than the hype festival. He's gonna do Ooga Booga damage to Bond because, again, yeah, he's gonna do probably quite a lot of damage against Bond. But that's it. Just against Bond, if you face Bond. Yeah, I think that, I can't justify summoning on him over Margaret. If you play global, I'd say just summon a Margaret when she comes out. Margaret is like the best, one of the best units in the game after the buff that she received. And yeah, it really shows he's really the napping Reaper because he is a sleep unit.